What up? What up? What up, good people?
Yes.
Welcome to the edition of Love and Business
Yes.
2024.
Welcome to 2024.
It is January 4th. I hope everybody is off to a good year. You're feeling good, getting things going.
Yes, but we promised the people a better intro. So thank you for joining Love
you.
and Business.
Yes.
First episode of 2024.
Yeah.
I am Crystal.
And I am Lemoyne.
Yes. And we're super, super excited to be here. So housekeeping, obviously, we need our people to get on, hit the share button.
Yep.
Tell us where you're watching from. Tag some of your people and tell them to get in here and join us for tonight. Now you can do your small talk.
No, go ahead.
No. Now you can small talk. But y'all had to introduce the people because that is important.
Hey, let us know where you're watching from. And let us know where you're watching from.
10 minutes in here and ain't told nobody nothing.
Hashtag live and where you're watching from.
Absolutely.
Hey, 2024 is off to the races, whether you want to be or not, right? It's here. It is en route. So the best thing to do is to stay in motion.
Hey, you don't have on a Love and Business shirt tonight, and I don't either.
I know.
That is odd.
It really is.
We never do a broadcast where you don't have on a shirt.
Basic.
And I don't have on a shirt. For good reason, I don't have on a shirt. We did our Soul Shift Inner Circle encore call tonight with my good friend, Sean Strickland. And so that's why I have on this Soul Shift shirt, because I literally just got out of a Zoom room like 30 minutes ago or so. So yeah, it was like jump on here and get it done. I don't know why Lemoyne decided to be out of wardrobe tonight, but nonetheless, you have a reason. Well, at least you got on a shirt that I bought you.
Yeah. This was, I'm trying to flex all my Christmas gifts.
You better run out, man.
As soon as possible. I know. I'm glad it was a short week for me.
Ooh-wee.
But no, that's I don't know. I guess it was a short evening or a long evening.
Yeah.
So that makes a difference. Picking up the kids and
I picked up one
coming back and
I picked up one.
Having to
doing my deal now.
Get everything situated, and it's the beginning of the year, so you gotta work hard to get things flowing.
I got
we get another year sometime.
Yeah, well, maybe next episode we'll have on some gear, but nonetheless, my gear is still sweet. But yeah, you look nice in the shirt. I
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Memphis in the house. What's going on, y'all? Hashtag. We see y'all in here. Hashtag live. Tell us where you watching from. Hit the share button. We need y'all to invite your friends, tag a few people, and tell them to come in here and have a good time with us tonight. We talking about 99 questions tonight. So let's talk about 99 questions a little later tonight. I'm sure you probably have some stuff that is probably not important at all that you want to tell people about. And so I do leave that for the beginning of the podcast while people come in here. That way, when we get to the meat of it, So right. Flow away with whatever it is that you feel.
I don't really know, man. I mean, I hope everybody had a good Christmas. I'm trying to think of.
Well, we was on after Christmas. We wasn't on so. New Year's was last week.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went to Arkansas, man. We went to Arkansas.
It was cold too. Let me ask y'all this. I see we got a few different places: Memphis, Tennessee. We got Florida. We got Atlanta
in the house.
GA. Does y'all city have their own Monopoly game?
Oh, you know what?
If your city
asked if you had anything.
If your city has its own Monopoly game,
you wanted to talk about.
Let me know. I listen. I was ecstatic. I was super excited that my hometown, population of 3,300 people.
My Lord.
We have a Monopoly game, right? It's called Hazelhurst Monopoly or Hazelhurstopoly or something like that.
Yeah, it's Hazelhurstopoly, but just for the record, I wanted to say that I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I was happy too. I mean, I was ecstatic, man. So, but if your city has one, right? Then let us know. Let us know, because I don't know if every city has one, but ours did, and I was super excited, man. I'm looking at some of the streets that's on there, and I'm like, dang, what would it be if I bought up the entire Nelson Drive? Okay, University of Georgia. Okay, that makes sense. I can see that. they got more people at that school than they do in my whole county.
Yeah,
probably.
he was so excited that he went and called his mama.
Yeah.
To get him a game.
Yeah.
Now I feel some type of way because I saw one of his classmates post a game. Fair foul. I can do it.
Fair foul. Let's do it.
He sees one of his classmates post a game. And so he's like, oh my God, I gotta have a game.
Yeah,
now, mind you, this is a week before Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, and so I say, I see her post and I inboxed her and was like, hey, where did you get that game from?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, I got it from Walmart. They got a whole bunch of them. I'm like, bet. Well, my mom was headed back. She was leaving here that day. She was headed back home. So I was like, I'm gonna get my mama to pick him up a game, you know, go through Hazelhurst, pick up a game, and I'm gonna get it framed for him so he could put it in his office at State Farm.
Point to be made. She called her mama too. Okay, go ahead.
Anyway,
point of order, point of information.
Mr. Mays.
Point of information.
No, this is the point of information. It's a week before Christmas, and folks out here shopping for themselves. Okay, fair or foul. He then called his mama while I'm behind the scenes orchestrating this situation to happen so I can make this nice, beautiful presentation to him to go in his office. So then Felicia messaged me back and was like, hey, you might want to pump the brakes because it looked like he already got the game. So while I'm messaging her, he is now messaging on her post saying, basically, good looking out. Talking about I got my mama to pick me up one.
Yeah.
No, two.
Yeah.
Two games.
Because I want to play one and I want to frame one.
And so I messaged her back and said, well, man, you can't do nothing for these people out here in these streets no more. It's Christmas time. No, I didn't.
She probably didn't say people.
People is who we talking about today. I think we can't do nothing for people in these streets, man. He done called his mama to get him 2 games, and of course she obliges. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm behind the scenes trying to do something nice for my husband. You know what I told Felicia? I said, I tell you what he gonna do. He gonna I'm gonna wrap up these thoughts and he gonna unwrap them for Christmas because the way you out here shopping for yourself during the holidays, don't even worry about it.
Hey.
It's fair or foul. There should be a cutoff time in which individuals should stop shopping for themselves during the holiday season. Now, I got caught in the same train wreck now because I had bought myself a shirt that my sister had actually bought for me.
These thoughts.
That's what he got.
Wrap up there. I could have thought of something she could have wrapped up.
I'd have been more
than glad to unwrap.
I said, I thought about you. Is what you're gonna get because it's a week before Christmas. Why are you buying yourself stuff?
I didn't buy it for myself, but I did solicit it.
You got it from your you called your mama. You didn't pay her back.
Yeah.
Then you bought it for yourself.
But I didn't go to the store and get it.
Point of order. Because he is out of order with the runaround that he is giving right now.
Okay.
I'm asking the people. The people are saying these thoughts. Apparently, they on my side. Fair or foul? Fair or foul? Is it okay to buy for yourself? Oh, this girl said, acting like your mom.
Exactly. That's fair all day long. That is fair or foul. All day
Should
long.
you be buying stuff for yourself a week before Christmas? I just want to know. I really do. Man. I really do want to know. Should you be buying stuff for yourself a week before Christmas? Okay.
I mean, the bank account looks, everyone got it.
Okay. She said everybody got hers for Christmas, so they wasn't buying themselves nothing. Yeah. I'm just saying, is that cool or no? Because I'm saying a week out. I'm trying. Look, don't buy nothing because you or at least tell other people. She said, yes, exactly. You should by yourself.
It is definitely exactly. Because here's the deal. This is a limited edition.
Oh, first of all, it's Hazelhurst.
This is a limited edition.
It's limited because it's just a limited place.
I didn't know when they was gonna run out or how long it was going, how long they were gonna be in stock. So I wanted to move quickly. I was more surprised. Honestly, I was like, man, my heart is warm just knowing that you even thought enough to say, hey,
so you could have got these thoughts.
That's
what you could have got.
I want to control the controllable. So I knew that I wanted it. So I then made the initiative to do it.
Sean in here talking about she don't blame you, Lamorne. I'm like,
thank you. So fair. Fair.
That's one person
Fair.
that
Fair.
said it was fair.
Exactly what you say.
I
AB
am
just say-
salty.
Exactly.
I'm very salty because
like an
I had,
oyster.
listen, I had this big grand idea in my mind. Like I saw the case, that I was gonna get from Hobby Lobby. You know what I'm saying?
You can still do it. You can still get the case. I ain't got that stuff.
The thoughts is gone. Did you
Man.
unwrap them already? I told you about them.
Okay.
No.
Here's the next fair file.
You see this love and business?
Because I got a fair file. Point of order. You had your time. I'm
Don't
reclaiming
tell
my
me
time.
do not
I'm
tell me
reclaiming
point
my
of order.
time. I'm reclaiming my time.
Councilman.
I'm reclaiming my time.
It was for him.
Exactly.
I understand that the gift was for him, but I wanted to feel the way that I was going to feel after I gave it to him. Okay, period. Now, why did you tell me point of order? What did you have to say?
I'm about to say what I'm going to say. If you
let me reclaim my time, you filibustering, Councilman.
Right. So here's what here's the how long fair file? How long should it be after Christmas before somebody utilizes a gift that you gave them? How long should it be, right? I got Crystal, you know what I'm saying, a gift.
You finna turn in from these people.
I don't even
to the
know
word that I really want.
I don't even know if she's opened it. She saw it. I think she tucked it back in the deal. I was like, dang, and I didn't make
this whole episode finna be fair file versus 99 questions because I got 99 statements at this time. I point of order.
Hold on, but
point of order.
Fair file? How long should it be?
Councilman,
should it be 2
you
days,
have already
3
rested
days,
your case.
5 days.
She said whenever they want. Now, one for me, one for you.
Okay.
Boom.
All right.
She said it did 2 people. Now I got 2 to you 1. She said, okay, Tiffany said it's up to the recipient.
Yeah.
Okay. She said Dante had
okay. Maybe my expectations
and for the record,
are
my granddaddy don't open up Christmas gifts for this year until the next year. For the record,
he's a different.
Don't you talk about my granddad?
I'm just saying he's older, so he's more of a. I'm gonna store it up because I don't know when I'm gonna run out. You know what I'm saying?
He get gifts from us every.
He do, but
year.
That's just his. He lived through the Great Depression.
He opened 2022 gifts last Christmas in 2023. He trinkles them out all year long. So please, okay, it's my gift.
AB, I'm with you. I'm with you. We can do that. We can do that. But
Granddaddy, don't be up in here keeping score.
Yeah.
Hey. Anyway, okay. This is. Oh, wait a minute. As soon as they give it to you.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like you open it and then you like, oh my God, yeah, this is gonna be dope.
Listen,
you know what I'm
saying?
So
you mean to tell me if I get 8 outfits for Christmas?
You gotta flex them like the next couple of weeks.
I'm supposed to wear them 8 days a week, huh?
That's why people be wearing them.
If I get 8 outfits, I'm supposed to wear 8 outfits. Eight outfits a day.
When you get the opportunity to. That's why people be wearing them. We from the SIP. We from Mississippi. We from the SIP. We don't have many cold Christmases, right? You be walking around in a sweater that your folks be done got you or somebody bought you just for the simple fact that it was your Christmas present.
That girl said that's your next 8 days of clothes.
Stop me when I'm lying.
That's not how that's supposed to be.
Stop me when I'm lying.
Because you can have some fits, right, that you're supposed to save up for such a time as this. You don't just wear no outfit because you got it for Christmas.
Man,
you don't put that in the rotation between Christmas Day and New Year's Day. Most people ain't going nowhere. We doing nothing.
This electronics.
All right, so this is why he in his feelings, right?
Yeah.
This is why. This is why.
Why would you bring your granddad into this? You don't even operate from that same mindset. Exactly. Her granddaddy survived the Great Depression. Like this dude was born like in 1929.
I feel like we need to start the podcast. Oh, we got where did this crew come from tonight?
I'm just saying.
I'm just stating that everybody has their own preference on how they open their gifts. Now, in transparency,
I'm listening.
First of all, I'm finna say a lot. When I tell you this was supposed to be 99 questions, but today we about to be 99 statements.
Transparency like a jellyfish. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got.
Okay, now you want to bring the jellyfish into this.
All right, go ahead. Remember you used to wear them jellyfish slippers?
Councilman, point of order, because you have said all of your statements, and now
go ahead.
You are rudely interrupting me, Councilman.
Reclaim your time.
I'm trying.
Reclaim your time.
So what I'm trying to remember that I wanted to say is that I got a gift from Lemoyne for Christmas.
Okay.
All right. Now, mind you, I didn't have a wish list of any items, right? And so, yes, fetal. This is what I'm trying to say. He buys me a gadget.
Okay.
That I'm supposed to wear on my arm that's gonna track all of my steps all of my sleep.
All of her cold plunging and everything.
All that whatnot. Now, Fair or foul? Point of order.
Point of order.
Before you even say anything.
I ain't saying
fair or foul?
Mm-hmm.
I have not opened the item yet. Ha, caveat. I'm wearing a device that does the exact same thing.
No, it don't.
My God, I said point of order, and I said I still have the floor. I still have the floor.
Go ahead.
I'm wearing a device.
Go ahead.
That does,
Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker.
Go ahead. The new device does. Okay. And so I didn't have any amount of urgency. As a matter of fact, I forgot that he bought the item. It wasn't an Apple Watch, and it wasn't a Galaxy. It's a contraption I had never even heard of before.
It's called a Whoop.
It's a Whoop.
But it does some. Hold on. It does some of the same things that watch does, but it doesn't. The Whoop device does way more.
Kevin, I'm feeling like you just came here for Lamorne, and if you did, that is unfair.
Exactly. The gift was a straight update. Like it
how am I supposed to know?
And it tracks your sleep. She always talking about, I didn't get good sleep.
This
I don't know
watch
if I slept
tracks.
good.
This is the Samsung Galaxy Watch.
You don't.
Point of order. If I don't sleep in this watch, why would you think that I would sleep in the new contraption?
Because it's a lot.
My God, today.
It's a lot.
My God,
it's a lot sleeker. It looks just about like this wristband.
I don't sleep in it because I don't like the restriction while I am asleep.
Nah.
But you didn't ask me that, and I didn't put a new device on my Christmas wish list because I didn't think that I needed a new contraption.
You ain't put nothing on your Christmas list.
Point.
Okay, but if you'd have got nothing, then what would that look like?
Like you didn't get me nothing, just like you got these thoughts.
That would have been, a different point.
Lamorne, I did not. First of all, I'm not saying
y'all tell me.
Okay, Sean said she can't call me because I and I'm not saying that I'm ungrateful for the device. I'm just saying
exactly, Jamarius. You gotta give it your oohs and ahs. I'm talking about she legit.
I looked at it as the box. I didn't open the box yet, but I did look at it.
I didn't pay for the subscription for it and everything. Like it just ain't.
You mean to tell me this contraption comes with a subscription?
You want to know why? Because it's an upgrade. Let me upgrade you.
I could have had a subscription on the Samsung
Switch your Android watch to a Whoop deal or whatever.
Oh my God! Clearly, we're not talking business tonight. We only talking in love.
Well, I'm just saying, you know.
So please answer this for me, y'all. I'm not saying that I'm ungrateful for the gift, but I'm saying that it wasn't like I had asked for this and this was all I wanted all my life, and then I didn't open it.
I ain't say that.
That's all I'm saying is you acting like.
But how many? The Christmas was on the 25th. It ain't even unboxed. She ain't even put it on the wrist.
Well, I do have an update. Okay, I have an update.
Oh, the device was updated because you turned it on?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
I don't know about that.
Ahead. Yeah,
but because I had to go do a photo shoot today. Sidebar. I am now a model.
We didn't.
Okay, but that's neither here nor there.
7,000 hours between.
I was looking through my shoe boxes because I was trying to make sure that I had the right shoes that would fit the outfit that I wore, and out fell the watch thingy.
Okay,
the Whoop.
And this is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen.
But
to be fair, I'm not tripping if she don't like it. I can take it back.
I didn't say
I'm
that.
okay
I don't know if I like it. You haven't given me an opportunity to open my gift.
You ain't giving yourself
but you have mentioned it
to use it
18 times.
You want to know why?
And it ain't even been 18 days in between here and Christmas.
Well, I just mentioned it when you say something that ties into it. Like, you know?
I was just saying, dude is acting like I've been asking for this all my life, and he finally broke down and broke the bank and bought it for me, and now I'm acting like I don't want it. I am so confused today.
I put it in the shoebox and wrapped it all together.
Right. So in my defense, we did Christmas at my mom and them house. And so once all the girls got all of their gifts, we got all of our gifts. Listen, Christmas, we are blessed beyond measure, right? These kids aren't opening one gift. We're not opening one gift. Like we got stacks of gifts in front of each of us. No joke. At minimum, you got 6 or 7 gifts
Mr. Brown.
in front of you. Right?
Thank you, Ray Breeze.
Oh my God.
I appreciate that.
I'm trying to point of order. And so I'm all of these boxes. And so we're trying to downsize because we drove down there in the truck. So we're trying to figure out how we're going to be able to downsize all of this stuff or whatever and get it on the back of the truck. So I am taking small items, putting them inside of boxes of bigger items. And the Whoop device that he purchased for me got put in a box of one of the 3 pair of shoes that he bought me, of which I still haven't worn. Why? Because they fresh. And who gonna just wear some fresh? First of all, it's been raining a lot.
That's different.
So, now the shoes different. You just, hold on. You just said that you got to open the gifts and utilize them.
But that's
I'm
different.
saying that those shoes went on my shoe rack in my closet, and it just so happened I wasn't thinking. When we unpacked all of that stuff, mind you, each one of us get 7, 8, 9 gifts a piece. So now that's times 4. We taking all of these boxes.
Let's be clear, not everybody.
Yeah, because you got these thoughts, so you might have got 5.
Not everybody. Let's be clear about this.
Anyway, back to the point. I left the device in one of those shoe boxes. I totally forgot about it.
It was forgetable.
It was because I didn't ask for it.
She didn't.
Oh my gosh. It is 8:24. And I really want to get to the real podcast, but I feel like we need to talk about these because we do discuss love and business. Do you feel any less loved?
No,
because
I feel like it's okay to take it back. That's all.
Lamorne, I'm not saying that you have to take it back. I would at least like to see if I like it.
I got you. I think
but can I do that?
Consciously, you may have said that you don't like it because you didn't, it wasn't something that you was like, oh my God, yeah, let me, nah, because you don't forget about stuff that that you kind of like, that you probably looked at it like, what is this? Like I guess she thought it was one of them, what they call them things.
Kind of look like one of them things you slap on your wrist.
Them slap bracelets or something. Yeah. That's maybe what she thought it was, but
I didn't know what it was, but I will say this. I will say this.
Let me hear.
Let me hear. I have been very busy, and so I have not. This is what I thought. Okay, when I got the device, my intention was to take the device out and set it up on our drive back from Natchez to home, but it got put under the truck.
That was the other device that you had put in the car and said.
Well, I set that one up.
Yeah.
Okay. I set that device up, but my intention was to get them, and put them in there so that I could set them up. I set up neither of the devices that day.
I know you didn't,
but I did set up.
I know that you didn't set them up. I know.
Y'all do y'all see how he's acting right now?
I know without a shadow of a doubt you ain't set it up. That day, the next day,
Lamorne,
the day after.
I tell you what, if I hadn't opened the device in the next 30 days, you feel what is the return? Because you acting like if you don't return this within a certain amount of days, you gonna fall apart.
Well, no, I'm not. It's just a couple $100. It ain't no big deal. You know what I'm saying? It's just a couple $100.
That girl said, "Go get it so we can see this device."
A year worth of the subscription.
Listen, because he acts like if it's gonna make me fly, I will wear this watch daily. Because the only thing I'm missing right now is some wings. This man say 14 days.
14 days.
Well, we passed that.
Yeah.
I ain't opening it.
Still got the seal on it. I sell it on eBay or something. I don't know. But that's up to you. It's yours. You can do whatever you want to do.
Okay. They say it's a pretty cool device.
Yeah,
Shalon Chambers.
Yeah, I try to, I be trying to look out, and do my little research and say, this.
I'm not about to get him to put this device on for him to stop acting like this in front of y'all. No, I think that he's really putting on a show. Now, I will say that he has asked me or put some sly remarks in for about the last week and a half, however long it's been since Christmas. So I think that he thinks that it's like this super smooth. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is when people buy you something, be like, you like it?
No, it's very unassuming. It's very unassuming. You like it? A basic looking device, but it does a lot.
But so that's your deal.
You the one wear the watch. You the one
that I already got.
You the one
that I already got.
Okay, well, how long, what the temperature is of the water, what the heart rate is, and all that. What I'm trying to
explain to you is that I'm not missing anything.
Okay.
As far as I know,
nobody was missing the telephone, but now phones are able to do a lot more.
Well.
Right, so you can just get a basic flip Nokia.
Could
you know what I'm saying, or get one that you can play Snake on. You know what I'm saying? But you got a computer, so you can do that. You know what I mean? It's not about that. It's about the overall functionality of it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
But the
time that I put into finding this device and looking forward, and really doing the research and try to figure out which one is gonna be better. That's all I'm saying is now. You know what I'm saying? It's just now. It's in there with your shoes on.
We can't just be in here happy.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm straight.
We can't be in here happy that we bought each other Christmas gifts and then we get to decide what we want to do.
Yeah, you absolutely.
Now I will say you done pretty much roll everything out about you.
Man, you want to know why? Because I'm appreciative, and I want you to know that I'm appreciative of the gifts that I got.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
Point of order. I think that the pettiness has went.
All the shirts
has went to a whole another level.
The shirt that the girls got me, I wore that. Yeah.
And it was.
You know,
we should let each other be. I would go get the watch, but the truth of the matter is, I got on pajama pants, and we did this podcast sitting down. Okay,
hey, I'm
not getting up to go get the watch. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I believe that.
I love you very much.
You use me. Yeah, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I know that. It's just the gifts I'm talking about. Yeah.
Point of order.
That's all I'm saying.
Point of order.
Okay.
Councilman, you way out of order. Listen. I'm not going to get this watch.
I'm just saying.
He said, I want to see what it do.
Hey.
Just put the woo on.
Hey. The woo on.
Is it called a woo or the woo? I ain't gonna lie, man. When you said it's called a whoop, I just figured it probably was.
I know you thought I got it from the Dollar Tree.
Man, I got you. It's called a whoop. I'm like, oh, okay, great.
So now the truth comes out. She didn't even Google it. Hey, Kevin, did you get one of the Hazelhurst Monopoly games? Because them joints dope, man. You should get one for sure.
Yeah, because he got one for himself.
That's
missed out on a whole good Christmas gift. All right, tonight's podcast.
But the truth just came out. She just thought it was garbage. She thought it was like Bobos. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is a whoop? She didn't even Google it.
I didn't because I had one in my hand. I don't need to Google it away. When I have it. I have it in my hand.
But you still didn't do the search on it. You still didn't look it up. You just thought it was, you know what I'm saying? You just thought it may not be called whoop. Let me make sure.
Oh my gosh, he doesn't even know what it's called.
I think it's whoop. It may be
Kevin, you could go to Walmart and get the game, or you could call Lamont's mama and tell her to get you a game because she out here getting everybody games instead of letting me buy the game.
It's whoop. They was in Hazelhurst Walmart, man. They was in Hazel. I don't know. They could be sold out, kid. They could be sold out, bro.
We are really about to roll into tonight's topic.
That's
we wanted to talk about 99 questions and why, because we don't even have a good segue at this point.
WHOOP. Whoop.
We don't. We just need to go straight in. Whoop, first of all, let me, for the record, I apologize.
Oh, I didn't know that, Kel.
For not. Well, hey, you got two of them. Mail them one. Listen, for the record.
That's feasible.
I just want to apologize for not opening your gift in the timing of which you saw fit.
No, I just asked, was it fair or foul?
I'm not unappreciative of your gifts.
Yeah. Okay.
But in truth, in honesty here, I forgot about it because it went in the boxes with the shoes.
I got you. Okay.
And then when you mentioned it a few times, I meant to come upstairs and take it out of the box so I could put it in plain sight. But other things started happening.
Okay.
But Holy Spirit, the Lord, just revealed it to me today during the photo shoot. I took it out and it is now in the open on my shelf where I can see
flesh and blood didn't reveal it to you.
The Lord did.
Okay.
And so now, especially after this podcast, I will probably go without sleep before I not turn that on tonight. Okay.
All right.
I hope I get sweet sleep in Jesus' name wearing that watch tonight. Amen.
Yeah. Do what you need.
So tonight,
do what you need. I know.
We're gonna talk about
whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you feel good about it. You know what I'm saying?
Tonight, let me get. Hold on, where my preacher rag at? Because I feel like, my God, today
she done got nervous, her nose sweating.
Lee, everything's sweating.
I'm a hit dog. Go holler down.
Why did you want to talk about? You just call me a dog?
No, I didn't. But I didn't call you a dog. I didn't call you a dog.
You know what? We're gonna erase this podcast after today because this cannot be our first podcast of 20. This was actually a practice run for how fabulous we're going to be in 2024. So for all of you that are catching this live, congratulations to you for being here with us tonight because episode 34 will be redone. So let's do a nice practice run on 99 questions so that next Thursday we can really talk about something important. Okay, so
you trying to say
this one is
what my thoughts are not important. Is that what you're saying?
It's definitely not going to be posted. No, your thoughts are very important.
Talk to me now, because I need to understand.
We're not going to.
I just wanted to understand. I just want to make sure I understand.
99 questions. I'm trying to get us there. Can you ask me a question? Can you ask me a question? Can we talk about why we named the podcast?
All I need from you is understanding.
This really, Sean. This is really. You know what? Text me and tell me the thing you did to Edwin that night when he was acting up on y'all relationships 101. Text me and tell me what you said to him so I can say that to Lamont and reel him back into the seriousness of the matter.
Let's go.
Okay, right. Please. Can we please?
I got 99
Why
questions.
did you want to talk about She said, I just gave up. You know what? That's probably what it is. The more I try.
You heard the note. You heard the note. You heard the note. You heard the note. That's it. I'm just saying, listen to the lyrics now. Listen to the lyrics.
I surrender.
Okay. All to thee, I surrender all. Yeah.
So,
okay.
Why did you want to talk about 99 questions today?
I guess because I had a lot of them. One was about the opening the gifts. You know what I mean? So you know, a lot of times, instead of me just pondering about it in my mind,
I'm gonna go get this watch.
Whoop, there it is. There it is.
You right here. Look, y'all gonna see these damn fans tonight. I'm out. I'm going to get this watch.
She might not come back, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know.
I'm going to get.
You can't go with your headset on, though.
Oh well, you talk to them while I go get this watch.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
This is circling back for me too, so I'm going.
Well, I'm just, I wasn't circling back. I was leading in. You know what I mean? I was leading into the 99 questions. You know, that's it. A lot of times we don't necessarily people get stuck in their own thoughts. They just get to, thinking about their own thinking. And that's okay to think about your thinking, but it's not okay when you start to only take into consideration your thinking, right? So the best thing to do when you have a question and it's pertaining to someone else, then maybe you should ask them, right? You should partner with them and ask them so that you can get their collective thoughts as well. So now that I know that Crystal felt like it was a Dollar Tree type gift or something along those lines, then it's understandable as to why
I'm back.
Why she hadn't
for the record, he done bought me a gift. Point of order, Councilman. I'm back. Don't even filibuster over.
Okay. What you got?
First of all, you didn't even know what you bought me because the whoop is spelled WHOOP. You told them people W-O-O.
No, I said W.
Don't worry about it. We can rewind.
Yeah.
We can rewind.
Okay.
All right. Here it is for the folk. And no, wait. We got the camera set up weird, but so it's gonna blur. Y'all not gonna be able to see it because we have the camera set up to where it's gonna blur out when it gets to a certain spot. But here,
absolutely, Kale. We keep receipts.
Is the receipt in the case?
No, it ain't in the case, but it's on email.
Well, this is it. Okay, this is the band. Just want the people to see. Because I did open it. I did.
And it's black just like her other one. It's
right,
black
because I need another one just like the other one.
It ain't just like the other one. Yeah,
I need another one just like the other one. Yeah.
You were not a cheerleader in school. So
all right. So here we go. This is the watch.
It's pretty unassuming. It's not a watch.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is just the band, I think.
That is the device.
Oh, that's it?
That's what I'm saying. It's pretty unassuming. It's not bulky at all. But
that's what I thought it was a belt. When I had opened it, I didn't know that this was all of it.
That was your first time opening it. I got you.
I opened it already.
Yeah, I got you.
And then I put everything back because I was like, oh, we got little stuff in here. I don't want to lose it at my mom and them house. So then here go the piece.
That charges it.
This is the charge. Yeah. Okay. Look at that. It's a magnetic band. Maybe it is. All right. Yeah, we're going to have to rename this podcast to the unwrapping of the whoop. Whoop, there it is. When I tell you that's the new name of the podcast, why do I always name this before the podcast? The new name is Whoop. There it is. Okay, we maybe one day we're gonna talk about 99 questions, but this is the charger. Okay, put together. It's not a belt. It just looked like a belt. Okay, but it's not. All right. So the Whoop.
The instructions say lift. They got a little tag on it. Say lift.
Oh, okay. Well, they got a little stretchy band on there, and then you put the Whoop on. Like that. Okay. And so there we have it. The Whoop is now on my arm.
Not restricting at all.
Not restricting.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same size as my watch that I already have. Amen.
Maybe a little bit smaller. But...
Praise the Lord. Okay. Thank you guys for coming tonight to see the unveiling of the Whoop. There it is.
He said that would have been a small belt.
So tomorrow, I will report back to the Love and Business page, and I'll let you guys know how my sleep went tonight. If it was interrupted because I had a band around my arm, or if I got the sweetest sleep I've ever had in my life because I wore the Whoop. Wow. And what I'm going to also do is go ahead and grab an affiliate link. So just in case, if I absolutely love it, you guys can purchase that Whoop, especially given that I went through a lot tonight. Okay. So it looked like a newborn belt for sure.
It is for sure.
So just in case, you know what I'm saying? If I like the Whoop, I'm going to get myself an affiliate link and I'm going to drop it out over here on Love and Business and we all going to whoop together. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sis. I appreciate it because I be trying to,
Yeah, we about to get that whoop sleep. Forget REM sleep. We gonna be in the whoop sleep tonight. Well, so I just appreciate you guys coming tonight to to see the unveiling, because apparently Lamorne doesn't want to do a real podcast.
If this is fake, I don't know what really is. I'm just saying.
Child, is he on a roll? What did y'all have for dinner? Because I was on the Soul Shift Inner Circle Encore call. What was you?
Chipotle.
Oh, you got gas. You got gas. That's why he acting like that, because he gassy. Yeah, he done ate Chipotle and got a boatload of gas, and he just decided he would take it out on me tonight.
Ah, that's what it is.
Apparently, because I'm so confused.
Are we going to do a podcast? Degrees. I didn't know that. I did not know Tougaloo. I didn't know she went to med school. I did not know that.
Do you have 99 questions?
Yeah, but you do. You do.
All right. What inspired you? This is my last try. After that, I'm gonna hit this end stream button so hard, and y'all gonna be like, "What happened? I got disconnected." No, I cut it off.
Yeah. So the reality of it is, really, what inspired the thought of 99 questions?
You said I did a Facebook post. Start there.
Yeah. So Crystal did that Facebook post a little bit earlier, basically saying, "Hey, we ask a lot of from Chipotle. So a lot of times people don't get started. They don't start doing anything because they want to ask a lot of questions.
Right.
They asking, what we do here and what we do here and what we do here, what happens next and what happens next. And I've been a victim of that. Right. I've asked myself, and tried to plot every part of the course before I get started. Mm-hmm. But, the reality of it is that is something, and a lot of times it's based out of fear. And a lot of times it's wasted energy because you really, by the time you answer the question for yourself, when you get to that circumstance, it probably has changed. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That something has probably changed with the whole circumstance or all of the situations, which will render the information that you've already researched void.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I know, it's the beginning of the year. A lot of times people want to make changes. We want to make changes. We create these resolutions, and then we start down this path, and then we start asking questions, or we start asking questions before we get down the path. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to go down a path blindly and not know what your overall objective is. That's another to just ask questions until, just trying to plot it all out before you actually get started. Mm-hmm. And that's where I think the biggest hang up with me was, and what a lot of people may face. So that's what inspired that. And when I saw your post, I was like, man, that's real. That's 100. Yeah. I'm looking at expanding my office. I just hired 4 or 5 new people. So I'm thinking like, okay, well, they're asking questions. And of course, some of it is relevant, but some of it is fear-based, mm-hmm. right? Like, well, what if they say this, or what if somebody does this? It doesn't matter. Only thing I'm asking you to do is to follow these steps. Let's follow the program, and then let's control what we can control. Mm-hmm. But somebody's response, I cannot control. Yeah. Somebody answering the phone, I cannot control. But what I can control is me asking a question. What I can control is when I answer the phone. Mm-hmm. What I can control is the processes and procedures that I have in place. Am I following them?
Yeah.
That is a controllable. But that other information is something that we can learn as we go. We can make adjustments as we go.
No, so I'm glad that you were inspired by me today. That's mm-hmm. great.
Mm-hmm. Every day, but most days,
thank
you inspire me in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
Praise God. I had to reread the post myself because some of this stuff it was coming out of nowhere for me. But yeah, so the gist of the post was really pertaining to people that do ask a lot of what if questions, or questions for the reason of not doing the work. Right. Mm-hmm. Like you have people that
questions to procrastinate.
Period. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let me fill the gap with something. So if I say a lot of stuff, then it makes it seem like I'm actually doing something, but I'm not.
Or something like, I was gonna do that, but then I ain't know if, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know if what, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know if I could do this, but you never found out. Like, you never even did any research, or you never even took the next step to find out. Mm-hmm. You just left it at, I was going to buy this truck, but I didn't know if you needed a CDA or mm-hmm. if you needed, or who I was going to get contracted with mm-hmm. or something like that, whatever it may be. I was going to build a house, but I wasn't sure if the land was in a flood zone. Well, what was the logical next step to understand that?
Get a quote.
You know what I'm saying? To proceed with that. But we'll have those conversations. And sometimes I just think people want to have conversations just to have conversations, just to have something to say, especially if they're in a group setting. And it's like, man, you know, I don't really know if you legit like want to pursue what it is that you're looking to pursue, but like just jump in and start doing it.
Well, you know, so a lot of times in situations like that, people really do think that they're checking a box by asking a lot of questions, right? Well, when I made the post, it was more so, you know, for people that are now, here we are at the beginning of the year, we're on day number 4, and a lot of people are probably still trying to think about what it is that they want to do. When I'm almost certain that you probably did somewhat similar last year, and it's very likely, you know, that most people don't follow through with what they said that they wanted to do. And so it really is just about the start. And I didn't realize this until maybe last year, where I felt like I started to feel like I had like this superpower, so to speak, because I would just do things. Like it didn't matter to me whether I knew everything about it or not. Like as long as it wasn't going to, you know, just completely break us financially or, you know, like hurt anybody or whatever the case may be, I just start, you know, because at the end of the day, I won't know if I could do it, you know what I'm saying, if I would be successful at doing it unless I started, you know, in the direction. And a lot of times people just want to gather more information because at that point they're saying they're doing something, right? Like, well, no, I need to go research this, or no, I need to go get this degree, or no, I need to get this certification. When really and truly, you don't need a certification to cook, you know, plates out your house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. You just, they'll go through the whole 9 saying how they need to have a commercial kitchen, blah, blah, blah. And you ain't sold plates on the side of the street yet. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we don't need to make it that big of a deal. You know, it's just, can you start where you are? And if you can't, then I'm just saying, for my sake, stop talking to us about what you're going to do. Like, stop burning our ears off. You know what I'm saying? About how
anybody, not just not us, because I ain't saying that.
I'm saying in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, not me personally, but I'm saying, I'm speaking for us, as in your cousin, your mama, your brother, your sister, them that you've been swearing you about to do this for 30 years. You know what I'm saying? Like that part. I don't think people do it to me because I don't tolerate it. So I don't really get it. But I'm just saying, you know, like in general, I see it happening. You know what I'm saying? Where people are, you know, always saying things and not necessarily doing things. Or they're constantly trying to be an information gatherer and say, okay, well, let me go get this. Or, well, let me ask you this. Well, what if this? And it's like, you're prolonging the time to get to the place where you said you wanted to be.
Right.
When typically what happens is when you actually start in a direction, whether you know step 100 or not, that's not what we're, you know what I'm saying? That's not what we're trying to go. We're trying to go from 1 to 2.
Right.
And a lot of people want to, you know what I'm saying? They've never swam in their lives and they literally want to get in the pool on the deep end. And it just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? It's like the pool got steps on this side. And on the other side, you can't even see the bottom.
100%.
You want to go to the side where you can't see the bottom, and you want to jump in.
Just to jump in right away.
It makes no sense. That's the equivalent to me to say, well, I need to know all of the steps in between before I get there. That's not how that works. I would much rather just get in the pool and put my feet in and at least check the temperature. Like, let me see if it's cold. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if it's too hot. You know, let me see if I can at least stand up over here. Will it cover my ankles? Can I get it up to my knees? You know what I'm saying? But
instead of you asking everybody that's in the pool, like what that feel like,
you could just get in there
and experience it yourself.
You could just get in there. And that's the part that agitates me the most, is that you want to ask me, who has been in business for umpteen years, you know what I'm saying, something about P&Ls, or, you know, what's the profitability? You know, they just want to ask so many questions, you know, how many vehicles can you, I'm like, stop. Do you have an LLC? Do you have a business account with your name on it or the business name on it?
Do you have an EIN?
Do you have an EIN?
Oh, tax ID.
Have you named your business? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about just minimal steps that ain't been done. Matter of fact, you ain't even Googled half of the stuff that you sitting here asking me.
100%.
Because that's a start. A start is to Google. But most people think that if they're asking other people 1,000 questions,
that's it.
They going somewhere.
So what do you think empowered you to start moving so boldly and confident?
What? Because I was tired of where I was at.
Okay.
Like, And that's the deal. Most people aren't sick and tired of where they are. Okay. So then they continue, they continue to just sit and waddle in where they are instead of actually making progress. So for me, it's like, okay, well, if I am super agitated with my current state, and that's regardless to whatever it is, if I'm that sick of it, I don't have to ask a whole bunch of questions. My body has already told me that I need to move.
What is it that y'all say in social?
What?
Desperate and determined. Or what is it?
It's
desperate and decided.
Desperate and decided.
Desperate and decided.
Yeah,
they not desperate and decided.
Yes.
They just want to be. They moderately interested in.
Man, you asked me that question like that was your question, bro. You asked that question in the chat.
Well, I
thought you had to. Boy, Lamorne became a whole teleprompter reader over
absolutely.
Here. I'm thinking Lamorne came up with this question, and it's in the comments. My God,
well,
today
you didn't see it, and I wasn't sure. I know you. Listen, it was about 10 years ago we did LASIK surgery, and I know, what I'm saying, at this point,
not a man trying to tell me that my eyes are getting a little blurry.
You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't looking at the comment.
Well, I looked for you. I looked for you. Does it take away from the credibility of the question?
You could no, it doesn't. But you could have said Tiffany wants to know.
Well, I asked in conversation.
Asked that question from his soul. Do you hear me?
Exactly. So questions are transferable. It's not just like trust is. Why she?
Where my preacher towel at? I need to wipe my forehead.
I'm just saying, she's big tripping, man. She act like hey, you know what?
Tiffany, y'all saw how he asked that question.
Clay said, what helped you to become boldly and
where's my preacher towel? There you go.
In that decision making process. Does that make you feel better?
It does.
You know what I mean?
You asked it like you was. You know what I'm saying? Like I was being interviewed on Oprah.
Well, and you answered it. So Tiffany got her answer, and you know what I'm saying? It's all good. Hey, call it 6.5 a dozen. Whichever way the wind blow, we'll catch the breeze. Just answer the question. You know what I'm saying?
I did answer the question.
You act like whether it came in written form or smoke signal, whatever.
I just happened to look at the comments and I noticed that it was in there, and I was like, that sounds a lot like the question he just said.
Man,
you took me off guard.
Well, why you couldn't have thought that she just was that it was a good question that I asked and that she had put it in there after I asked?
It was too far.
No, you didn't see that. You just automatically just be thinking. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole MBA over
ask
here. I
can
come up with a good question.
You can. You know ask me another question. I'm answering
with the people. Y'all ask a question so I can
answer. No, I'm saying you ask.
I know. Y'all ask a question so I can ask a question because apparently I'm not astute enough to ask a question about, you know what I'm saying, what it takes to get in the movement. And I've been on this journey, on this pilgrimage. You know what I'm saying?
Lamorne, all I'm simply saying is I was caught on guard.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good job for watching for the question.
But that could have been the comment that you made, but you didn't. You didn't. You act like you. Yeah.
It was the confidence of which you had asked that question. I was like, man, I kind of was like, but I answered the question. But when I saw it in the comments, I was like, oh my God.
Credibility away. Okay, I got you. It's all good. It's all good. I hope you quote everything that you give credit to whoever says it when you quote.
I'm trying to get back together. What was we talking about?
We're talking about moving boldly and confident in the decision.
Yeah, whatever the question
then said that you came, people stay
y'all
in those
please
decisions because
ask more questions in the comments because Lamorne has done such a great job of reading these questions. Please put your comments and questions in the chat. Questions, not comments at this point, because I don't know if I can take no more comments.
Well, let me say this. So a lot of times, I see people and or we're talking to people and they want to basically start connecting with individuals that are already in motion, and that's cool. That's good. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. But a lot of times when you are asking questions or when you're in the infancy stage of what it is that you're doing, by all means, starting a LLC or tax ID or something along those lines. Those are, your fundamental basic things, right? When you get in motion and you actually start doing these things, believe me, this is when you find your tribe, right? This is when the group of people that you probably should be connected to, they start to kind of, be attracted to you. Y'all start attracting each other. Y'all start finding yourselves in the same room, in the same spaces. And because you are both in that space, then you're able to journey together. You're able to figure some of those things out together. You're able to problem solve on some of those things together. Because it's more or less, it's more or less, somebody that's 20 years in the business doesn't necessarily have the same problems as somebody that's just starting out in the business. And somebody that's 20 years in the business have traveled through, but may not necessarily remember the step by step or understand exactly where you are in the business when you're first starting out. They may have an inkling of it or know what it feels like, but not necessarily know how to travail through it. In the way that may be most beneficial for you in that moment. Whereas if you are on the same team with somebody, it's easy to talk to them about what's going on with you. You know what I'm saying? What's going on in that situation. So if you want another person that's starting a business, y'all are in the same networking group or whatever, and you guys are able to talk, of course, they want to hear all those problems. But somebody that is 20 years or 10 years into the business, they don't want to hear about how slow the Secretary of State is with the LLC.
Wait for it. It's coming.
You take a 30-minute conversation to try to understand, to try to ask that question. And it's like, man, come, like use the question for something that's really a solid question. But that's where you find your tribe at, and you start to build your own table versus just literally trying to attach or sit down at someone else's table, so to speak, that's already formulated and built or whatnot. But it's like, you got to be able to bring the value too. You know what I mean? As it relates to that, not saying that just because somebody is new in business, they or whatever it may be, that they don't bring value. I'm not saying that. I'm simply saying it's easier to have those conversations and overcome those obstacles when you are networking with other individuals that are along the same step or along the same time frame in that journey.
Yeah, but my viewpoint on it is more so of doing some of that preliminary work yourself or just getting started where you are. It builds the muscle for what you need in the journey.
Yeah.
And
100%.
No way am I saying that you shouldn't ask other people for help, but you shouldn't.
That's like trying to jump in the deep end, like you said.
Yeah. I think that
build that muscle.
A lot of times we miss important things that we need.
Steps.
Yeah, to survive just in business alone, because we're thinking that we could get some type of cheat code from somebody, or you can start at step 12 or whatever. Now, I do think that there are ways to learn, right, from other people's mistakes in business, by asking the right questions. But I also think that it's very important that for some of the preliminary things that you need to do, you should learn how to do those things, on your own. You should, because it's building some tenacity and some consistency, like in you, that's going to be useful for you, along the road.
All right. Can you share an example of like questions that someone may ask and questions that someone may ask that doesn't necessarily realize that they're possibly operating out of a level of fear versus really trying to gather an understanding? You know what I mean? They're asking questions to filibuster, to just be like, oh, okay, to maybe see if they're interested or seem as if they're interested or they want to do something or whatever it may be. Because at the end of the day, like entrepreneurship, I'm not saying that everybody needs to own a business, but what I am saying is it does afford you the opportunity to control a lot of your destiny, so to speak, right?
Well, I think when they ask questions that jump from the beginner phase to the let me jump off in the deep end phase. So like, well, when you start making money, where should I invest first or something like that? Like, it's so far gone. And they haven't even opened, any doors, or, hey, well, how do I go from, if they want to do a food truck, how do I go from 1 truck to 5 trucks?
And you ain't got 1 truck.
No.
Okay.
It's usually questions that don't make any sense for the scenario. Is kind of what, I guess, what I'm leaning towards. Because a person that really wants to do something, the preliminary steps they're going to have done are already, like out of the way. They would have had everything already set up, and then they kind of come with some follow-up questions. And that's exactly what the post said, is that when you start, the start then makes you come up with more, either things that you need to know. It basically triggers the next step for you.
Right.
It helps you to,
so being in motion triggers the next step.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Versus just thinking that if I ask 1,000 questions first, then I'll be able to do step 1, 2, 3, 4, and it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You're going to do step 1, and then you'll see an obstacle of some sort, or you'll get to a space where you don't necessarily understand something, or you might, okay, well, I've never seen this before. Okay, let me ask for some expertise, or let me go, and do something different. That's the part I think that's, probably most agitating when, people are wanting to do something and they haven't at least done the parts that they can do alone, and if they're not able to do those things alone, then I would suggest that this journey probably isn't for you.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of things that you may have to do without assistance.
Yeah.
And if you can't Google,
yeah, that's a Googleable. Some of it is Googleable.
That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you can't set up your own Indeed account, to get some people hired for your company or whatever, like if you can't go to the bank and set up a bank account, like, what I'm saying, like those types of things, then I'm saying, hey, it may sound a bit elementary, but if those are things that you're like, oh, I'm afraid to do, this ain't the game.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this based on what Tiffany Clay has put in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Tiffany Clay question, not derived from Lemoyne Robinson. Okay, Tiffany says, "Are there any business one-on-one networking or training resources that you would recommend to entrepreneurs?"
That I would recommend.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah. You answer. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, in the beginning stages, this is what I did do.
Mm-hmm.
I went to places like SBA, .gov and stuff like that. And now I'm not against it, but I'm going to say that I probably wouldn't recommend it because it is a lot of, for some people that may work, but it is a lot of information. So much so. And a lot of times when you call those people, then they basically just redirect you back to another link because you're thinking like the whole thing is set up to actually help you launch. And in some areas, I think they're better than others. Obviously, it's a government deal. So you get what you get there.
Right.
But
I'd start going to business conferences.
Yeah, you could.
Like it could be like just any entrepreneurship conference, whether it's a Eric Thomas conference, whether it's a Dan Hardy.
Reading books.
Yeah, Crystal read a lot of books.
She read a lot of books. That was going to be
told me about what it said,
segue.
And I have a few paragraphs memorized, but she read them.
Yeah, I would suggest reading, just reading books because they give you other people's experiences, inside of entrepreneurship.
Or listen to audiobooks. Those.
You can listen to audiobooks, but you can also read books.
That's you can't. Well, I'm just saying.
You can listen to obviously, business podcasts like this. To me,
that
is a 101. You know what I'm saying? Type of deal. Like we have random conversations about business. I'm not so random, but we do have conversations about business on Thursday nights. And so for us, that was the goal and objective, was to give people, like a look, what I'm saying? Like inside of, some of the things that we've done that have worked for us, and then obviously a look inside of some of the things that did not work for us.
So, and I want to piggyback off that a little bit. Then I'm going to ask the second question that Tiffany Clay asked. Okay.
All right.
So, she mentioned podcasts, and I think that is a phenomenal resource to start with. And here's why. When you're listening to these podcasts, a lot of times they start announcing conferences or different websites or Facebook pages that they group Facebook pages that they are a part of or that they have out there. If you're into real estate and you're listening to Bigger Pockets podcast, or you're listening to what is the one with the I can't think of it. Some SYL. What is that? I don't know what it is, but nonetheless,
Earn Your Leisure.
Earn Your Leisure, yeah, EYL. So those type of podcasts, they tend to have like some type of summit or some type of meeting, or maybe like a Facebook page where there's other individuals on there that are journeying that same pathway as you. And a lot of times you can start to see based on their experiences what's happening, what you can expect, and then maybe ask somebody that's 1 week past where you are. Right, 2 months past where you are, versus going and saying, hey, I need to talk to the guru, to the person at the very top of the table, because you really don't. You can read the book that they probably wrote, right, and that'll give you some insight. A lot of times, that it's the same information, you just want it audibly, or you just want it quicker versus reading it. So this leads me to my question from Tiffany. Do you think people understand that messy action is required? What exactly is messy action? What would you define that as, Crystal?
Just doing what you already know to do without expecting perfection from it the very first time.
So a lot of people ask questions because they want it to be perfect. They think that it's not going to be in the stumbling box, and the more information they have.
But sometimes people literally ask a lot of questions because they're afraid to start.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And so, and maybe I should have, maybe clarified some of that. I mean, I said what I said on the post because that's kind of, what came to mind, but it's not that people can't ask questions. It's just that once you ask the question, you should go and do something with the information.
Take action on it.
Yeah. And a lot of times, somebody's going to ask the question and then they're going to ask 10 more people the same question. And they probably get it. They're probably getting like similar answers. But either way, if you've already went to the source to get the information, the goal and objective is then you then act on it. Because the other part that I said is that, the confidence comes in the repetitive action.
So is it safe to say that if someone maybe asks the same question to, let's say, 4 or 5 different individuals, that they are either procrastinating or they're looking for somebody to give them the negative end of it so that they'll have a legit reason why not?
It could be all of that. It could be procrastination. They could be looking for what could go, what could go wrong here because they already don't believe it. They could also be afraid, know what I'm saying?
Let's pause there for a minute.
Okay.
So you said people ask questions because they want to know what can go wrong with it. And that's operating out of fear, isn't it? Versus asking what can go right with it.
Sometimes I think it's also it's also based on the personality type of the individual, because some people are really asking questions because they want to know.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there has to be a stopping point to that. And I think that there's a lot of, there's cycles where you're just continuing and then you get all of these answers and now you come up with a new set of questions that, that you want to ask based on those questions. And so sometimes people just get in their own way. Because they want to know too much, and then you can't know everything about anything. We don't know everything about business.
No, we don't.
We only know what we know.
And what we learn as we go.
We just keep, we keep implementing things. We keep, adding to, whatever it is that we're doing. But I would say there's still a lot of, messy action in some spaces because we're not afraid to try. New things, but that's how you learn. But there's some areas where I am super confident because I've done it, like so many times. Like Lemoyne typically doesn't do a lot of hiring. But because of the Amazon business, over the years, maybe 500, almost 600 people, that came through that business. And so I'm pretty
astute on the hiring.
I'm out there on the hiring, and so for me, he can say something about a candidate and I'll be like, that ain't the one. Like instantly. Now he may think a whole lot more about it, but I don't have nothing else to think about because I've seen this so many times. I'm confident that I know what I know.
Yeah.
And so that's when you've done enough. Now in the beginning stages in hiring, I probably asked a lot of people questions like, well, hey, what do you do if a person do this? Or hey, what do you think, about this? And then I started developing my own standards as it relates to hiring. There's just some stuff that I just don't deal with, as it relates to the hiring. If they show up late, unless they come in the door, with an obituary, it's pretty much
come in with the obituary.
Hey, exactly. That's how far gone. Because I'm just like, man, this life event happened to you on this day.
You're right. If it start happening on that day.
So, but that was over time. I've gathered that level of confidence to say, if they don't fit inside of these parameters, I don't need it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because I kept asking 1,000 questions that I got that. I kept sitting in front of people doing interviews time after time after time after time.
Right.
And then after I got well versed at it, I was able to explain to a outside hiring company, this is my standard, this is what I want done because I don't want to do this no more.
I don't want to do this.
But that's how you grow through. But why would I look day one talking about I need a hiring company and I don't even know what I want in the hiring company?
That's a good point. Right? We will try to outsource something and really not even know what it takes for us to what we really want out of the deal. You know what I mean? Like we just want to just pawn it off on.
But that's why you should do some of these pieces and steps
yourself,
and then you know
get into action.
I'm saying that sometimes trial and error is good, and a lot of people are afraid to make mistakes in any arena, right? Like, I mean, how do you get a husband if you don't date? You know, how do you find the perfect person if you're not willing? You just think, well, I'm gonna just keep swipe left, swipe left, swipe left, swipe. Well, you don't even have any practices at dating.
Yeah.
So now you done pick the one and you don't even know how to, you know what I'm saying, be decent enough during the day. And I'm like, that's the whole point of the matter, is that sometimes we have to kind of go through some trial and error phases here, you know what I'm saying, to know, okay, well, I don't like that. Or, you know what, I do like that. Or, well, don't really think I can deal with that. Or, you know what, I think I can live with that. I can live with, so it's the same way for me in business. It's like, I don't necessarily know in the beginning stages. I don't know what I don't know. I also don't know what I 100% want. I have an idea. And the idea of what I want may not be it. But the only way that I can figure that out is if I at least pursue in that direction.
Right.
And then things start to come together. And then I start to see, oh, well, I don't think I really want that anymore.
And then you can pivot from
Case in point, the trucking business.
Yeah.
We went into trucking thinking that we wanted
a whole fleet of all the Skittles.
10 trucks.
We wanted all of them to be different colors.
Man, give me a red, a blue, a pink, a yellow, a white,
a purple, the whole yellow.
You know what I'm saying? And we got in there and we was like, we don't want no trucks.
Right.
Cause I'm being called at 2:00 in the morning talking about you broke down on the side of the road. I
don't want my heart to beat fast.
Now I'm trying to figure out why you done left my truck somewhere on the other side of Mississippi. And I got to literally.
I got to
and I got to figure, I ain't got no CDL.
Yeah, I ain't either, but I would go drive.
Now I got to go find somebody to go in the middle of nowhere, confiscate my truck, and bring it back to somewhere where we know where it's at.
Exactly. Go deliver the load. That's all.
That vision quickly dwindled into this ain't what I want.
But we learned.
But I couldn't have known if I hadn't dated trucking.
Exactly. Somebody would have gave me all of their good experiences, regardless. You can make this type of money with it.
They tell you all the good stuff. Man, you make $50,000 a month, and I'm telling you gonna be netting $49,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? They just telling you all this stuff.
Everything. The truth of the matter is you don't really understand it until you get into the game of it.
Until you play.
Right? Because it's going to be situational. A lot of those things are situational. I can tell you how to get an EIN. That's pretty textbook. You go on there and you click this.
I'm not telling you. I'm just saying, but Google it.
But that's a process. But when you actually get into the steps of it, you ask us how to start an automotive repair center. We can tell you that. But guess what? You're going to have a different customer than what we have.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're gonna run into some different employment problems than what we have. Of
Nobody
course, some
can
of it is
answer all
gonna
your
be
questions.
similar, but you have to get in the game. You just gotta, start being in motion and not be paralyzed by just information gathering. Because a lot of times we just gather information, and we do nothing with it. We don't disseminate it at all. And guess what? When you just gather food, you just get a whole bunch of tomatoes, a whole bunch of cucumbers, a whole bunch of okra. It goes bad if you don't use it.
Yeah.
Greens, all it just go bad. You know what I mean? You just put it, just gather it and just put it away. We're not squirrels. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gathering acorns for the winter time and things like that. You got to put this information into use, right? So that's essentially what it is. Yeah, when you get the information, or when we get information, we want to action on that. We want to activate on that and move to the next step. Right. Because again, excess of information or just overload of information, we're just gonna be paralyzed, thinking about.
Yeah, because now you got too much. You got too much in your head.
Exactly.
You're trying to sort out all of these scenarios based on all of this information.
Yeah, exactly.
When if you really just execute on what you already have, and then that piece of information is going to then lead you to the next piece of information. And a lot of folks is really thinking, they thinking they got to have like PhD level expertise,
and it really don't.
And it doesn't require all of that. It really just requires a posture that says, I'm willing to continue to grow.
That's it.
And I'm willing to continue to learn.
Yeah.
And no matter what, I won't quit. It's not, even if whatever whatever goal it is that you set for yourself now, at the beginning of the year here, whatever you said that, you want to do by this time next year, that may not have been the thing. And we're saying that's okay.
Yeah.
We're saying at least execute on the steps that you know to do to get you to step number 2 inside of that phase. And if it becomes, February and March and you're like, okay, this is most definitely not it.
Right.
Then, okay, move on to the next one. But you won't know that by gathering a whole bunch of information until April or May. And then you decide to go and do something with it. And the next thing you know, it's November.
Exactly. And that when you were talking, it made me think about, it's like somebody saying that they want a pet. And then instead of getting the pet, they say, you know what? I'm going to go and get what do they call them? Gidgey pets.
Oh, yeah.
The little thing that used to go on your keychain back when I was in high school or something like that. And you had to feed the dog and all that. Or like, are you playing the Sims game? I think, the Sims, to say, I want to practice on having a family. You know what I'm saying? What does that look like? I want to see what it, I want to practice on being a husband. So I'm going to, be on the Sims game and have a family. That's not how that works.
No,
that's just not how that works, because it's a lot different when you have a real pet and you got to go and clean up the kennel in the middle of the night, type deal, because your pet done used it in the kennel.
I know.
And so that's a whole,
or it's in a dire life situation, like it jumps off in the pool and you got to save it in your good clothes.
Your good clothes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if you'd had that whoop on, it showed you how much your heart would be. But you know what I'm saying? But that's the equivalent of that, right? So just get in the game, take action. It's okay. Don't be afraid to make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to what the world deems as failure, because we deem it as learning. We've made our fair share of mistakes.
You either win or you learn.
Exactly. You either win or you learn. If you're more concerned with what somebody else is going to say about your mishaps, then you may just want to stick to the basics.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if in business, you're going to, you're going to make some miscalculations. You're going to, misstep on some things, and that's how you learn. And that, that's the opportunity. Society has taught us that failing is horrible, but failing is a mindset.
Yeah.
Failing, you fail when you quit.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Not this ain't that, but you fail when you quit.
Yeah.
If you make a misstep and it set you back a little bit, guess what? The game ain't over with. Success is a choice.
Yeah.
It's a choice.
100%.
And you can decide one way or another. You decide one way or another. And that's all I got to say about that.
Hey, man, I think that's a good one to end on. I was hoping that my post would inspire some people today. Clearly it inspired you as well.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that. But yeah, I think that those notes are some pretty solid ones. I think if we use the information that we've discussed tonight, in regards to it, just put your good foot forward, man, and do what you already know to do.
Yeah.
Just start on the journey somewhere, because it just, to me, it's hard to watch people be in the same place over and over again. And so I think that this new what is it? I don't know. I'm trying to think of the word for it, but it's this thing that I have now. It's like I don't want to say I'm agitated, but I think I'm stirred up, a little stirred up.
That's a good Christian way of saying it.
Amen. And I'm
stirred up in the gospel.
I'm tired of seeing people lose, man, and not lose because they lost. I mean, lose because they either didn't start or they quit.
Not lose because they lost.
No, not lose because you lost. Because the Bible always says, we're more than conquerors.
Yeah.
If we don't quit, we will win. We are legitimately in a fixed fight.
Yeah.
And so if we don't start, that's when we lose.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's
how in the world do we win the race and we are still at the start line?
Yeah, we never even. Yeah.
And so you gotta at least trip over the start line, so we can say, well, there we go. We got one.
Yeah, we going. We in
at least trip over that thing. You know what I'm saying? So a stumbler gets you to start. Like, just get out the blocks. start where you are with what you know. But I just watch too many people clap for us from the sidelines and be more excited about what we're doing and not excited enough, for themselves. I'm saying that what we have is special. It's amazing. It's unique. But you also have the same thing.
Yeah.
What we do on a daily basis, we're activating in the gifts, that God gave to us, right? Like that's all we're doing. We, as it relates to being super special or whatever, we're only set apart because we said we believe.
Yeah.
That's it.
100%.
We believe in what he said, and we believe, in his word enough to say, I'm gonna trust you on it and I'm gonna move forward. And to that point, I believe that a lot of people aren't starting because they don't believe God and his word. And clearly, if you're not a believer, I invite you to believe tonight. But I know that a lot of our audience, they are believers. They are kingdom entrepreneurs. And for you to say that about yourself and then for you to be stagnant, it's double-mindedness.
It's contradicting.
It is very contradicting for you to say that you're a believer and the very thing that you lack is belief.
Oh, God.
It's weird to me.
Okay, say that. Hold on, one more time. I thought we were.
Don't stir me up. Don't get my spirit stirred.
You didn't stir. I'm talking about you didn't put your toe in the water.
Well, and so when I was walking today, that was what Holy Spirit was telling me, is that a lot of times people legitimately are missing the point. They're missing the whole point of being a believer. Right? The whole point is that we don't know all of the things. That's why we're believers.
That's why I say faith is it's
all I know
you can't see.
Period. Yeah. All I know is his word. I don't know how it's going to happen, where it's going to come from, what business this is going to do, or if he's going to tell me, no, not this business, but that business. Yeah. I don't know all of that for certain. I just believe what he said, right? And then after that, I have to allow him to let all of the pieces flow in place. Right. But a lot of times what we do as quote unquote believers is we say stuff like, I believe, but none of your actions are in alignment. If I believe that I'm supposed to, open a certain type of business, then my actions need to align with what I said I believe. Right. It doesn't mean I'm gonna wake up the next day and then go to the bank and I'm gonna have $1 million in the bank. It means that the next day I'm gonna go and open an account. Because some of y'all are so far, fetched in your belief is that you like, oh, I'm gonna get $1 million. I'm gonna get $1 million. I'm gonna get $1 million. And you are doing nothing to allow the money to flow into you. How do you get $1 million in your bank account and you don't have a business bank account?
And I don't have.
I'm just saying, let us be rational believers. Like let us, let us not look to the world as if we're double-minded. We're believing for something. And we don't haven't even, given access for that thing to come to us. So when Holy Spirit was saying that to me today, when he said we lack the very thing that would make us a believer, I was like, huh? He said, yeah. Everybody wants to know all of the information. And if we had all of the information, it then wouldn't require us to believe.
Because then we just know.
We would just know.
Okay, then.
Was you in there?
I mean, he speak a few times to me.
We would just know. We would no longer have to believe, which then cuts out the entire deal between us and him.
Because then it don't require
the whole faith deal is that faith is required.
Because you have to believe.
I gotta believe.
Yeah.
But I gotta believe without knowing all of it.
That's it.
And I'm like, every believer wants to know.
Yeah.
That don't make sense to me. So now you got 99 questions because you want to know. That's where it came from.
Yeah.
It's just like you legit want to know all of the steps in between here and there. And he never told her. He said, I know the plans that I have for you.
Not you.
You don't know all the plans, but he at least told us he knows the plans, but they are plans to prosper us.
And not hinder.
That's all I need to know.
That's it.
That's all I need to know.
Wow.
Okay, God, what is step 1? Oh, okay. You want me to go over there tomorrow?
I don't need to know step 3. I
do not need to know who gonna be all over there when I get there.
What is the question? Who all
over there? Who all over there, God?
Who else got that?
I know you want me to go over there.
Yeah. Who else doing that?
Who all over there?
Yeah.
Time for that.
Yeah, everybody know what that means. Who all over there?
That means you ain't coming.
Yeah,
you ain't coming.
Who all over there?
So that's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? In asking, and me saying people ask too many questions is just like, look, do you believe or don't you?
Yeah.
Did he give you a plan? You know, or maybe that's half of the problem.
Yeah.
Is that we've sat down and done all of this vision planning and strategizing, and it is our own.
Oh,
and so now we're trying to get all of the steps. We're trying to get all right for ourselves. Whereas for me, no, now I'm gonna share this because I was gonna share it anyway. And then I'm gonna go, how I get stirred up when we was closing. This is our third close. Because I'm a preacher for real. This is our second close. I was like, okay, I'm gonna write down my 2024 vision and goals. And so I said, okay, Holy Spirit, what are the goals that you have for me this year? The first goal was to obey God.
The first one.
These are, first of all, when I tell you I'm sold out now for real, because if I could show you some of my goals, my little goal sheets from previous years. Oh, it was this one gonna have $1 million. This one gonna do this. We're gonna have $500,000. That was my stuff. That was goal number one. Obey God. Okay, y'all put that in the comments. Obey God. That was goal number one. Obey God. We finna close here in a minute. We ain't gonna be for you long. Number two was preach the gospel everywhere you go. How I'm doing, Deacon?
I think you're doing pretty good.
How am I doing, Deacon?
I was hoping that
preach the gospel everywhere I go. Now, that don't mean that I literally give a sermon with points every time, but that means be the gospel.
Let your life be
everywhere I go, show up as a great representation of Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's it. Everywhere I go, preach the gospel. Like literally walk it out.
Let your life be a reflection.
That was number two. Y'all ain't putting this stuff in the comments. Is you listening hard or is you driving? Put this in the comment. Number two, it was preach the gospel. Everywhere you go, just be the light. And then number three, he said, seek divine collaborations and partnerships.
Seek divine collaborations and partnerships. That's the goal.
Those are my 3 goals for 2024.
Yeah.
Now,
it ain't had nothing about buying no yacht. It ain't had nothing about buying another house.
Not a one. Not a dollar amount, nothing. He said, obey God, preach the gospel, be the light everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And seek divine collaborations and partnerships. That's all he said.
That's it.
Now, he did give me the how. I'm waiting on the number 3, the how. But he gave me 2 hows. He said, study the word daily and walk to fellowship with me.
Okay.
That was one how. Number 2, he said, share what you study and what you hear when told.
Now,
I don't have number 3 yet. But those are 2.
Yeah.
Of the how.
But now, all of them are circled around God. So you believing for more than just going to heaven when you die.
Absolutely.
Okay. Because that's what most of it, that's what, you know what I'm saying, growing up, that's what we were taught to believe. Believe in the faith that when you die, you're going to heaven.
Well, but the Bible tells us that.
What did it say?
There are, first of all, I just told you, he said that he has plans.
Right. To
prosper us.
Right.
Clearly, he wants us to do something here and now.
Absolutely. I agree. 100%.
And so it's way more than just that. Obviously, that's my ultimate goal.
Yeah, of course.
But if we were to be like Jesus, because that's what Jesus said, we're going to do even more
abundantly,
even more works, right? Than he did. And so the last time I checked, while Jesus was out roaming, he was doing stuff.
He was.
You know what I'm saying? But he was also preaching the gospel and winning souls, right? And so for me, I'm just like, let me make sure that I'm actually matching up to that.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Now, after I do that, there is some benefits of doing that.
Well, and one, I think you're doing the work of the kingdom. So then he, in turn, because he said, I wish that you prosper as your soul prospers.
Absolutely.
So I wish that you prosper. That's what it says. But as your soul prospers.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is make sure my soul prospers first,
instead of making sure I prosper first.
Which is why folks don't move, because they are trying to make themselves prosper first.
And then that comes with a little sorrow.
Or a whole bunch of questions.
A lot of burden or a lot of questions.
And I don't have time for the questions. I only want to know what God wants me to know. I don't want to go out here and try to dabble in 1,000 things. I really want to do whatever it is that he's called me to do as it relates to business. But I'm not here writing out a whole bunch of crystal to-dos anymore. I've been there. I've done that. I've captured some of them. Some of it, okay, whoop-de-doo. But at the end of the day, I'm nowhere near as fulfilled, you know what I'm saying, as I am now, knowing that I'm going to obey God. I'm going to seek these partnerships. and I'm gonna preach the gospel everywhere I go.
Simple as that.
And well, I think you see the fruit of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that it's much more beneficial to sit down this time of year and say, hey, well, God, what are the plans that you have to prosper me? Right. So that when you write those things out, you don't have 99 questions anymore. You just go do what he said do. But if you write down your own plans, you're gonna be asking a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah. Because you're trying to follow the plan of somebody else that you're feeling like, hey, this look good. You know, I'm gonna
what
go
you
over
think
here
about this. I ain't had to ask nobody about what they thought about my goals and visions because I could care less.
Ooh,
Holy Spirit gave me this. So I only share it with you just so that you could be inspired and motivated to go and ask God the same, not so that you could critique what he done told me, because we ain't got nothing to talk about
on that day.
Because he talks directly to me.
Yeah.
So you can say, thus said the Lord, if you want to. Which Lord is you talking to? Because the one I talked to told me this. He ain't told me nothing different. So you do with that as you may. But my goal and objective is to set out, vision plans and statements and goals and all of that stuff, before him. So if I do get what I feel like is a download, and I start moving in that direction, now my thought is, okay, well, hey God, if this isn't something, that you legitimately want me to do, let me know. Cause I'm thinking this is what you want me to do. So I'm going to walk this way. Well, a lot of people are asking other people that.
Right. Okay.
And I'm saying we don't have to ask those questions.
Right.
The only question we have to ask is, God, what are the plans that you have to prosper me?
That's it. But I'm in motion.
While you're seeking him, because it's very clear that it says, as your soul prospers.
As your soul prospers.
So while I'm seeking him, I am asking him, what are the plans that you have to prosper me?
Right.
And he will, he's told me the 2 areas of which he wanted me to pursue. I'm going to go in those areas, all while obeying him and studying the word and seeking the partnerships, right? And preaching the gospel. But that's all I got to do.
Right. So the prerequisite is that I need to be making an effort to make sure my soul prospers.
And after that, I can guarantee you're going to get them plans without 99 questions. This I know.
I'm telling you what I know, not what I heard.
Because the word don't lie.
I'm telling you what I know.
You see what happened when we start talking about stuff serious? Then you get some real good podcast instead of whoop, there it is.
Well, I thought it was a solid podcast either way. You know what I mean? But hey, that's just how that's just the way that.
Well, I'm about to go charge up this whoop. And, we're gonna see how it go. I'll check back in with y'all on another day and let y'all know.
You see how she just went from like way on level 900.
I have to bring myself down, man, because I will be on here until 10 o'clock. And now we've done our 1.5 hour podcast now. So I just, I don't want, because if I stay there too long, then So yes, good night. I love y'all.
Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate it. Hey, let's get this year off to a great start. Again, let's stay in motion. Let's lay our plans before the Father above. Let's make sure that our souls are prospering so that we can prosper and be effective in the work that it is that we're doing here in the earth realm. So, hey, let's get in motion. Thank y'all. Good night.
Yep. We'll see y'all next week, Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank y'all for joining us.